risk with live looping. How's it going, everyone? Hello, 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 everyone. How's it going? Here for Wednesday Night Groove. We're just grooving along here. Lots of people on here. Just reading some of the comments here. How is everyone in the house? The other guys are backstage, getting ready to come on here, I guess. Oh,
Boom.
There he is.
Boom.
There he is. And there's that smooth jazz.
I was just gonna. Oh,
Yo.
Dane's here.
Hey, yo.
I was gonna read Brendan's facial expressions to be like, turn it up or turn it down. That's what I bring to the party.
How's everybody doing today?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I'm all right.
I'm fantastic. I very quickly scarfed down a pizza pocket. And
Scarf and pizza pocket.
I forget how good those things are.
Was it hot?
It was very hot. I had one of those bites where it goes down and then it like hits you right there and you get the like stabbing, but it feels so good.
What was the method of heating up said pizza pocket?
It had to be a microwave.
Microwave?
Today. Yeah, I was, yeah. It was
Have
a
you
quick-
seen, because the instructions on the pizza pocket's like 3 minutes in the microwave or something,
Mm-hmm.
and then like 45 minutes in the oven.
Yeah, it makes it a really, it makes it a really hard, a hard decision to
It's
go
like, I
with the
kind of want this
classy.
now.
But that's why it feels so classy when you do get the nice oven version.
That's pretty.
We are
pinky
we
out.
are we are really smooth jazzing tonight. It is.
Well,
Yes.
Brendan's fired it up with some loop action
Nice.
because
kinda
Brendan was
worked.
having
It
some
kinda
Pro Tools
worked.
fun
It's-
last night.
Well, it was kind of an experiment, just trying to loop, like put the DAW audio through the looping software. So I kind
Okay.
of have like a hackneyed rig together to do it.
That's cool.
And then, yeah, it's just hard getting the loop to like match up. That's part of the fun of live, though.
That is
Right.
fun.
I always wondered with that because I never really delved into too much of the loop pedal thing, but
You have to
like
hit a
people that I
button.
see. Well,
So,
no,
no, is it-
I have the loop pedal, but I mean like some people get into like multiple loop pedals, and that's when I would think that it would get difficult because like I would think-
I'm having trouble enough with one. Just trying to. No, it's hard to get the loop to like come around on the right spot, especially if you're going to something that like Pro Tools where it's looping the drums and that's perfect. So your loop has to so when it keeps repeating, it doesn't just slowly get knocked off. That's
okay.
yeah.
Did you guys ever see the dub effects stuff on YouTube? The artist Dub FX.
No.
He-
I don't.
He does loop stuff, but it's all with microphone and beatboxing and like all the synth sounds. It's all
Okay.
like voice,
I
and
think I have,
he's
yeah.
like stacks like chords and pads and stuff. And it's when you see him put it together, you're like, I'm not good at music, because like his face does all this stuff, and like builds all these chords and like builds a song, and then he raps over it, and you're just like, oh, and then yeah, you like everything you need to do is done.
That's funny.
And he would just do that on the street, and it's like, oh.
Just side hustle that
It's
one.
like, I thought bucket drums was pretty cool, but this guy's like whole dance rave party going on.
Yeah, I have
stuff.
seen him before.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
cool.
Yeah, some of those guys can just get some crazy sounds with the looping, and then also like you said, the fact that they can use their voices like 8 different instruments.
Yeah, no, like, watching him stack chords, because as Brendan was saying, it's like you need to hit the button to like grab the bar or whatever,
Yeah.
and he'll like do one bar of one note, like of melody, and then stack the third on it, and then put the fifth on it, like all in one shot, and you're just like, oh.
Yeah.
Because we know what happens when we're recording. It's like, all right, I'm usually asking people to do stuff again and tuning and all this stuff, and just watching him, just like, oh, like that's really good. So it's cool.
Everyone's
People
saying
check it
I'm
out.
echoey, apparently. I don't know what's different.
Echoey.
You're echoey.
Yeah, apparently.
I think you sound all right to me.
Yeah, I don't hear an echo.
It could be my internet here just about to violently crash. And
One
give up.
second. I'm gonna check the stream.
It's like I'm in a cave. Hello, hello.
It's funny though. It doesn't. Maybe it's because I've got headphones on though.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm so not technical. Cindy said she had pizza pockets too. And Mike, yes, Patterson, it does sound. It's very cigar loungy.
I can't hear anything on this because I have the Facebook and YouTube stream up.
Oh,
on my
okay, I
work
see.
computer. I don't hear anything.
All right.
But what do I know? I'm just sitting here all day, butt in the chair.
Much better temperature now. No. Dub effects, yeah.
So Brendan, you were having some issues with Pro Tools last night.
I think everyone was. Everyone in the world. I was like, what the hell's going on? Why won't it sign in?
Is
was
that
just
what everybody
working.
was?
Everyone's
yeah, it's like everyone
like-
has their iLock like in the cloud.
That's
cloud.
yeah.
So you got to sign in. So when that screws up, everyone was in like hell. It was just signing in forever. So when I went on, I was obviously sitting here trying to get Pro Tools so I could track stuff, and then I'm like waiting, and then I went on social media and I was like, oh, I see.
It's everybody.
It's everyone. It's not just me. I was like, well, we're just gonna wait patiently through this. Like, come on. And then
That is one thing that I never understood, the whole iLock thing.
It's just where your licenses are.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just needed this little license thing that plugs in. That
'Cause
goes,
if-
hey, we got the licenses right here. And
If
then it
you're-
just, so now it's digital, of course.
If
Now
you're
there's-
old, you still have it on a key. And if you're new and you're cool and you're hip and you're with it, you just keep it all in the cloud.
See, I had a key. And I haven't used it for years, but guess what? Now I'm gonna.
It's back in
Now
action.
you're in the
yeah,
cloud.
it's gonna get back in action. It says it said on the website these second and third generation ones you can still use, so we're good.
I remember
Oh.
with updating Pro Tools because OS X updated, and then the update for Pro Tools didn't work. So like every studio, every major like film house, like editing house, like everybody that was doing stuff, like imagine like all of LA is basically all down.
Just shut down, yeah.
Because and the thing is like with OS X, it's like unless you have a full like good backup where you can put your old drive back onto your computer, it doesn't work. But because it was a simple update, now no one really thought of it until like everyone bricked their computers, and then had to wait for Pro Tools to fix it. And it's like, can you not be working? It's like I have no computer.
Yeah, I did remember. Or I do remember
Everything's
that.
done.
I'm afraid to update my OS X all the time. I always have been. I don't know. I feel like the second that I update it, something's gonna not work.
I just don't update. Yeah.
But
and if
then
I-
they make it so that like it gets to a point where you've gone too long, and now you can't update it, and
you need to like do a massive update.
Like
It's all
a
little
whole new
updates.
operating system update.
Yeah,
That's what it gets down to.
that's
what
where
you
I'm
gotta
at.
do.
I don't want to like when I do it, I'm jumping like 3 or 4, like that's what I'm looking for, like generations of actual OS X. So I understood that because the guy I learned everything from. I always made fun of his rig because he had an ancient Pro Tools rig, and he's like, "But it all works," and I'm like, "But it's so old. Like there's like." Literally, like there's like dust comes off some plugins and like there's cobwebs when you launch Pro Tools. So like it says like now for computers at the bottom of Pro Tools.
Yeah.
So
It's not just like a bunch of beans on a thing.
he's like, but it works. He's like, you'll understand one day, and it's like now I understand.
Yeah, as much as I like, because I was like that for years. I actually still have my old system set up beside my new system, just because it still works. But
Still works.
once I updated the new stuff, I was like, okay, the new stuff is really cool, until it doesn't work.
Yeah, there's some things in the new like in the most recent Pro Tools which would be nice. Actually, Logic, because Dane, you're working on Logic.
things. Yeah.
For writing and stuff like that the drummer app in there.
Oh, it's so cool.
Even the drummer one in GarageBand. So the guy was showing me about it. And he was telling
Well,
me about it.
it's the same. It's the exact same thing from GarageBand
Yeah.
to Logic with that drummer.
Yeah, you're just like be like more impressive. Like you basically can go from like can't play drums to like ruin the audition. You know,
Yeah.
as far as like being tech.
It's pretty cool though. Like as far as you know, for getting a track down, and not because I used to spend because I'm not really, you know, clickety clack enabled, and so I can't do things very quickly when it comes to producing stuff, like to, you know, get a beat together and get an actual, I don't know, drum track that sounds right. But with those things, I just kind of, I have my
Just
set
quick.
parameters that I normally tweak, but it's something to get up, and it sounds pretty decent.
For writing, it's awesome.
Yeah,
I was experimenting with it one night, and me and my buddy were like playing stuff into the program, like making a riff, verse, chorus, and that program on Logic, it starts to like go along with what you're doing. Even some of the fills, like it was kind of random, but like I bet it kind of analyzes what's going on.
It
in
grabs the
music.
transients.
And when there's a big transient, it would like do a big crash. I was like, oh my god, that's great.
yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah. What a handy tool.
Very, very handy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure Pro Tools will have that in like 2030. So
Yeah. Well,
No, I don't need that.
yeah.
Don't have that in Pro Tools. It's like my new computer too. It has the nice fancy trackpad, and it doesn't work in Pro Tools. It works in everything else.
Seriously, it
Tools,
doesn't
though.
work in Pro
There's
Tools?
nothing with Pro Tools that it does. There's
Oh,
you have
that's
this
annoying.
fancy like little mini iPad strip here, and you could do some cool things with it. Even just like have a level, like the meters on it. Or
If you
whatever,
mess
right?
around with it in Logic, I know at least in GarageBand, I know Ableton it does as well. You can use the trackpad to like automate different synth sounds and stuff like that. So you can automate on the fly.
And not Pro Tools.
No.
Nothing on Pro Tools. Someone will make an app though. Someone will make a third-party app that
Yeah,
you
I'm
just
sure.
run, and then it will do stuff. Because it just doesn't do anything. It does more for StreamYard than it does for Pro Tools. At least there's something going on.
what
there.
does it do on StreamYard?
Yeah, what does it do on StreamYard?
It just has all kinds of like volume controls and like a bunch of weird
Stuff.
actually. Yeah, just stuff. You know,
Got
stuff.
stuff, but not in Pro Tools. Pro Tools
I don't
has no stuff.
I don't know how.
Oh, did that come through?
Hmm.
Did you hear that audio?
No.
No. Okay. It's Aaliyah. Only I can hear it apparently.
Yeah,
So it's on something else right now.
it's
That's
not
so
out grooving the jazz.
That's so funny. Yeah, mine doesn't do anything in this.
It's cool though.
Yes.
Super
Interesting
cool.
tech. Interesting tech.
Yeah. Interesting choice, Apple.
Hmm.
Interesting choice.
So what else did you guys do today?
I sat in this chair with this bass on
That is fun.
and did stuff.
Yeah, things.
Yeah. Did lots of things.
I've been
Mike.
editing,
Yeah.
editing, and editing, and editing,
Oh my god.
editing.
Editing drums.
Actually, just everything, just getting stuff for mix, and it's just like. So I looked at the calendar, and I'm just like, where did October go?
Yeah.
That's been a thing, and then this like not that I had like a panic attack when I woke up this morning, but I got up at 5:30, and it's like I gotta like get a handle on what's going on here,
Mhm.
and then I come down to the office, and you got Princess Stella is sitting in my chair, and then I go to move her, and she's not interested in that, so I had to like move the chair and then get one of the other gray chairs that I have, and like so like I felt really awkward trying to work for an hour and a half. Super early, and she's just sitting there. I'm just like, you sleep all day.
Yeah.
You go anywhere you want.
Yeah.
So I was that, and I was butting the chair doing this. And
I definitely. I find that animals always want to. They want to go where you want them the least, at the time that you want them there the least. Like Rex will always wait until I'm super hot or sweaty or whatever, and he'll like cuddle up right at my stomach. And I'm like, one, I don't want to feel you on my tum-tum, but two, like he's like a little space heater. Like he just, yeah, he exudes way too much heat.
Little furnace.
Yeah.
It's like if you put a brick on the fire and then just snuggle up with it. That's Rex.
It wants to bite your feet, and it wants you to feed it.
Yeah, of course. Well, I was just working on lyrics. Dane Hartz was being the random. I'm the random. Well, I can't even say it. Random commentator.
Commentator.
But yeah, I was working on lyrics for a couple of the new ones that
Ooh.
we've been working back and forth with. Mm-hmm. Don't tell nobody.
I don't know what you're talking about, Dan.
Mm-hmm. I don't either. Most
Just
of
a bunch
the
of
time.
words that don't seem to make any sense when you put them in that order. I have no idea what's going on.
That's not even the order that all happens in.
Was last week the drive trip? I think I was driving last week, wasn't I?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
A week ago. On the way from the stream. Yes.
Which we can say was fun because nothing bad happened.
Yes.
Yeah,
There's no tickets, no accidents, phone didn't
Yeah.
fall on the floor.
Yeah.
there was a couple times it went really dark, but that definitely that wasn't a scary thing because dark isn't good. If it was like really bright and fiery, that would be when we'd have to worry.
I was gonna say, Brendan, if you wanted to make that more professional, you should get a ring light. So if you're driving, then you can have the light on, so you can see your face.
Perfectly safe.
Yeah,
And it's like no officer, I was not looking at my phone.
I was not live streaming.
I wasn't
Or-
looking at
or-
my phone, but they were looking at me.
Like you do notice that you're still on the live stream right now, right?
Just turn the volume down so you can live stream like getting arrested.
Yeah.
Or not getting arrested, just getting
That's like Trailer Park Boys when they want J-Rock to look more street cred.
It's gonna get arrested.
So he's got to get arrested. And yeah, that was hilarious. Like, yeah, this is my crack.
Didn't he like not get arrested? Or didn't?
Well, they let him out. They let him out really really soon. And so he was living under one of the
Oh, he's
trailers.
living in the trailer.
Yeah, he was hiding. I love the fact that he eats peanut butter sandwiches better than anyone I've ever seen eat peanut butter. Like he has a way of eating a peanut butter sandwich that makes me want a peanut butter sandwich. I'm like, that makes me want one.
we
Yeah.
binged Trailer Park Boys earlier in the summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know when you hop on Netflix or whatever, and you're like kind of looking through stuff, and it was just like it would just go to Trailer Park Boys late at night.
Mm-hmm.
Just watch.
No,
It's so good.
It's definitely a good one for that. And I find that I can be more productive. Because, like, I normally will put something on in the background when I'm doing things. And I find if I put something that's too good as far as, like, storyline, I get way too into it. And so I start kind of, like, zoning out and, oh, shoot, what was I trying to do? But Trailer Park Boys is perfect for that. Because it's like, you can tune out and still pay attention to what's going on, if that makes sense.
It's so good.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah, it's just kind of background noise. Kind of.
Yeah.
Funny
Well,
background noise.
and if you watched it, like, on, I think it was Showtime that always showed it. Was it Showtime? Or Showcase?
It was Showcase.
Showcase.
Showcase, yeah.
Oh, that's taking me back.
Um,
Showcase.
Yeah, but they bleeped. Like now on Netflix, you just hear the swears, but
Yeah.
they bleeped it on Showcase, and I remember it being so much swearing that like you started to tune out the bleeping. But like somebody that was just kind of coming into the room, watching it for the first time. After about 5 minutes, they're like, "Okay, I can't take this anymore. Like the bleeping has to stop. This has got to bleeping stop."
Yeah, bleep the stopping bleeping.
Yeah.
It didn't make any sense. It's okay.
No, that was good. Bleep the stopping. No.
See?
I'm having a lot more of those moments lately. I feel like where I'm saying things just switched around. And I started to get seriously worried the other day. Like I was like, because I had done it like I think 3 times in like 24 hours. And I started saying, I'm like, I'm doing this a lot, and then I didn't do it for like a week, and I felt okay, all right, I'm good. But then today I've done it a bunch, so I think it's my allergies.
It's the pandemic. It's the pandemic. We're just all of our communication skills are going downhill because we're not communicating with humans anymore.
Maybe that's it.
We're just watching Netflix and working and just never talking, and then when you go to talk, your mouth's like.
Well, and I swear, Jen and I talk to each other in like weird baby talk half the time, because during COVID you spend all the time with each other basically, and so to make it so that I'm not annoying her all the time. Oh, she's changing funny voice, but and then the voices get old and you got to change the voices. So, we've got a library of them. There'll be a children's book one day.
We'll say people who say they're homebodies, COVID's been the test. Just like, I like to spend time at home. It's just like, how about like 9 months at home? How about that? You're like, oh, that's fine. It's no big deal.
Well, yeah, even like I think kids that hate school were probably sitting there going, oh my God, I need to go back.
That's what the parents were saying. The kids got to go back to school. They got to get the kids back to school. Yeah. They got to go to school. It's like... Mm-hmm. Realize it's not like safe. Like they gotta go. They gotta go back to school.
I don't care if it's not safe. They gotta get out of here.
It's not good for them to be at home. They gotta go back.
I wonder how much leeway they would give a parent who was like yelling at their kid in the store or something.
They can't even talk anymore. So just say a bunch of nonsense words.
I've seen it a couple times though, in like Walmart or something in the line, and like I will say that's one thing that I have done. Anytime that there's somebody with like kids, I'm like, no, go ahead, go in front. You can go ahead. You got to get out of here, because like your kids are probably about 5 seconds from meltdown, and you can just see the fatigue in the face of like, I'm thinking parents that have kids that are like right around that 4-5 age, so they're just old enough to really start getting in trouble.
Well, you know how they have there's the regular checkout and then there's the self-serve checkout? Mm-hmm. Maybe they need one more. That's child's about to melt down checkout, where there's a cashier there, but just get it through. It's on our system. It's like, how much? $70? Cool. Just yeah, got it, done. Just $70, we're good. Plus or minus $5, don't care. Just get out of here, because I know you got to be places.
I feel like somewhere like Sweden, I bet you they do that. I bet you they do that in Sweden. They'll shoo you out the door and just be like, you know what? Pay us next time.
How can you be saved?
Hey,
oh, Brent got saved.
Yeah.
Brent saved.
But yeah, that would be. You know what though? I have seen, and it was Dufferin Mall's Walmart. I remember one time where like, I think that like the line was big enough, which as you know the Dufferin Walmart very well, but actually B, you would probably too quite well, but anyways, point being, there was I think like a kid melting down, and the lady just kind of opened up another register and was like, you know what, come this way. I think it was maybe more about just getting the problem outside, but
that's the way to deal with it.
just get them go. Get 'em. Here's a chocolate bar. Put it in their mouth.
For a bit of backstory on Dufferin Mall, its nickname was Dirty Duff, and they renovated the whole thing and it looked a lot better. And like the Dufferin Mall, like sign, the slogan for it was Dufferin Mall ... really. And I just remember thinking, I'm like, if you've been around here for a while, like you know how real that sign is. Dufferin Mall.
I didn't remember that.
Really.
That's funny. I didn't remember that. Yeah, it did get quite a bit better, because they brought in some new stuff.
Well, the
Boston Pizza went in
food
there.
court, yeah.
Not that Boston Pizza is like gonna save your strip mall, but
no, they gave it a big overhaul. It looked really good. Food court was good.
Yeah, the food
I'm
court
gonna be
was good.
saved.
Brendan saved again. Brendan keeps
My
getting saved.
little dongle will be here soon for the Ethernet cable.
Oh,
It's on the way. But
Oh
it didn't-
yes.
It was supposed to be here today in time for the stream, and it didn't.
Is it
Didn't
Amazon?
get here.
Was it Amazon?
It's Prime.
oh, boo.
I'm shocked because usually the by 9 p.m. it's there by 9
Oh, it's
p.m.
gonna go again.
9 p.m. Man, how can you guys tell when
Uh,
yours are gonna go? I never know when mine's gonna go.
I upped our internet service here, and I'm hardwired
Yeah.
on dedicated Ethernet
You're-
port.
It's
You're-
just because
you're-
I'm not hardwired. That's the only reason.
Yeah. It happens.
I
have either an old computer, but it's so old that this browser
Gotta save.
It doesn't run.
That sounded so funny. The way that it cut out, it like raised your voice for a minute.
Saved. Hey guys, so
Saved.
I'm
It stopped on such a good picture of him though.
That is good.
It's
It was like our
there's true joy.
cable.
our meeting on Monday.
Yeah.
I would talk for 10 minutes straight, and then Brendan would chime in, but need to be saved like 3 times, and we're just like, okay, we'll just assume. I'll just keep going.
Of course, now is when it doesn't cut out. Now it's just going.
Oh, it's fine now. Yeah,
Right?
that's how it works.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
What's Mike saying? 100 gigabytes running in your house.
For anyone that cares, we have 1024 down. We have 30 up. Which is,
1024. What's that?
megabits down, and then 30 megs up.
Oh.
Yeah. Because before we had 150 down, and 15 up, or 10 up. And I was like, just give me all the sauce you got. Because with the amount of streaming that we're doing, and then
Yeah.
even with the gaming stuff too, like I wasn't happy with the quality of some of the stream. Like you were, like Dan, you hopped on last night. Like I thought it looked good last night. Finally, like it was looking a
It
lot
did
better.
look good. I think it was just dark because I was looking at it on my phone.
Oh yeah, no, that Evil Within's definitely dark, but just like the resolution of it, because even with hockey, like it would be kind of choppy.
Oh no, it wasn't choppy.
Yeah,
It
like
looked
last
great.
night, I was like, okay, finally, I got enough bandwidth here.
Yeah, it was
To do what we need to do.
very smooth. Yes.
Hopefully that game wasn't too violent.
I thought it was violent. I don't know what it is. There's something about watching video games. Like even there was that one time when we were sitting around at your place and you were showing me a couple different games. I don't know. It's interesting because I kind of like playing video games, but I only really enjoy certain video games. I definitely do not enjoy playing the ones that you play.
Yeah. No, like my issue with a lot of games these days, if I stop playing them, I forget how the controller works.
Yeah.
And then you have to learn again to like learn all the buttons and stuff. I'm like, did I just get old? But then I started thinking, I'm like, no, when I'm younger, like I played this like every day,
Yeah.
so it wasn't a big deal. But
Yeah.
yeah,
no,
I'm
it
there.
is.
I'm playing those games for the story, but also like that one had pretty good reviews, and plus it's October, so
I
play
played
something kind of scary.
I played a game in story mode. It was when we came back from. Oh gosh, I think it was like the Fozzy tour when we were out with Dead Set. When we came back, I had nothing really else to do, except play guitar and play video games, and so I actually played a video game in story mode, and that's the first time I've ever done that. I go into the multiplayer thing and I just shoot them up, but no, I played Call of Duty, and then I kind of liked it, so I did another one, and then another one, and then I played Halo. But that's really the only games I kind of get into are those like first-person shooter games.
Yeah, I'd stick to those quite a bit, and then the mind-numbing, social life, crumbling RPG games that are like 60 or 100 hours invested.
Well, and the one you were playing last night, definitely of the ones that I've seen like that, looked interesting.
Yeah, it's. I know I mentioned it several times. It's very similar to Resident Evil 4. A lot of the mechanics from it, and it's more like set pieces from a movie.
Yeah.
So like you're constantly going from one set piece to the next set piece. So I think watching that is a bit more entertaining than some of the RPG games when you're just like, what are you doing? Because you're just doing nothing. It seems.
I think maybe that's what I like about it, though. It's
there's action.
It's like a show about nothing, but then stuff jumps out of nowhere to kind of scare you.
Yeah, then the storyline so far doesn't really make a lot of sense. There's a lot of okay, I guess this is happening now, and let's just go with it. And they've tried to, like, Resident Evil was better explaining how, you know, the zombie people or whatever got to be the way they were, because a lot of it has to do with, like, you know, testing on, like, a chemical company or a pharmaceutical company testing on people and it getting out of hand. And, like, trying to create these super soldiers and stuff like that. But with Evil Within, it's like nothing makes sense. That you have to basically just buy into the story. So...
Interesting. Well, and B, you played, like, you were big in Zelda, right?
Saved.
Oh, he saved it. It didn't look like he was frozen.
No, maybe
he's got. It's almost like when they make a painting and the eyes follow you.
Well, maybe he's pulling the Cartman, where he's just got a picture of him sitting there, and he's
my gosh!
He's just put it up there, and he's just like,
That's awesome.
go on with my day.
It's like the episode. There's an episode of The Office when Michael's trying to make it look like he's at work when he's not. So he puts like a mannequin, like a dummy, in his office chair, and so when the door opens, it's like a Ferris Bueller's thing where his hand goes down, and it makes it sound like he's snoring, and everybody's like, why would it be better that you're sleeping in here than if you were just gone? It wouldn't, but funny.
Cindy's got a question. It's a typo in it, but what was your favorite? It's supposed to be growing up. Favorite growing up. What was your favorite game growing up, Dane, if you have one?
Maybe Crash Bandicoot was definitely one of them.
Crash Bandicoot. I haven't heard that in a while.
Because that didn't that franchise completely end with like PlayStation 2? Or was it only on PlayStation 1?
I remember, because that was one of the, not only thing it was a launch title, but I remember that was like their mascot.
Yeah, like
that was their Sonic and that was their Mario all rolled into one.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, because Sega was Sonic was definitely their thing.
Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, but yeah, that was a good one. I used to really love a game called Syndicate. On
Saved, Brendan.
Hey, there's the bad.
Brendan saved. I kind of remember Syndicate.
It was like a bird's eye view type thing, and it was kind of cool. Almost like wasn't Grand Theft Auto the first one? Wasn't it like the
original Grand Theft Auto was top down? Yeah.
Yeah.
And there was a British version of it too.
Really?
Instead of saying Grand Theft Auto from top down, there was like this weird British version I had, and instead of saying like you got arrested, it's like you're nicked, and like had all these other weird. Yeah, it was a weird alternate version of it.
That's cool. There was a game for I want to say Atari, or maybe it was Commodore PET. No, it was probably Commodore PET, but it was like Grand Theft Auto, but in kind of like story mode. I just remember like the graphics being hilarious, but I remember my parents not ever wanting me or my brother to play it when we went to my aunt and uncle's place, because it was just a lot of like shooting, and the blood with those kind of graphics were hilarious.
Cindy's got one. So remember the internet sensation, or it was more mobile game, Flappy Bird. It was so annoying but funny at the same time. Apparently, the guy who created that, because it was like months later that it kind of caught on, and it got to the point where he was making about $50,000 a day, and it was freaking him out. and he just like shut it down.
Wow.
Like he was overwhelmed with like what was going on with it, because it's like a lot of people, they make apps and games and stuff. Okay, you make a few $100s here and there, but yeah, apparently like it was ruining his life because it took off so much, and he just pulled it down.
Jeez.
I don't know if I was making $50,000 a day, maybe I'll have to figure that out when I get there, how bad that is.
I feel like you could.
This is
you could
terrible.
You could keep the game up and just give the money to somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like I'll take it.
But yeah.
Well, pay my rent for a year.
Yeah, if you want to feel like you don't have that money, you could just start a band.
Yeah, exactly. I can't get over how this. Is there no name? The name is the symbol.
I'm not sure.
I'm
I
really
know.
confused.
I'm not saying this is necessarily this person's. That's what I'm looking for. This person's
moniker.
Yeah, because sometimes I get some really random stuff on my gaming stream from YouTube, so I kind of just
Okay.
let it kind of hang there
I'm kind of
until
excited.
it makes more sense.
I'm kind
There's
of
7
excited
letters
to
in
know
Yeah.
pi plus hello equals 7.
It's 7 letters.
So that's my rule of thumb. If it's weird and I don't understand
Yeah.
it, I just let it go by on the internet. Sorry
My
to
favorite.
whoever. Duck Hunt.
Oh, okay. That was a good
That's
game.
classic.
That was a good game.
What
Good
other
call.
what other Nintendo system or any system do you just automatically get a gun with?
They send you a gun with it.
Yeah, yeah you can play
That
with
was-
the controller, or you can play with this gun.
And that was that was kind of hilarious that they did give you the option for the one. It's like, yeah, no, I think I'll use that.
Yeah.
I'll use that thing.
Remember the NES? So the SNES had the Super Scope.
The
Yes.
Yeah, because they're just like, remember how we gave you a gun? Here's a bazooka.
how's a bazooka?
This is obviously better. We're not gonna go with a bigger handgun, or maybe just like a bigger gun, kind of a different style.
No, we'll graduate to a bazooka.
So larger gun, significantly
right.
larger gun.
Just
I
burn
always-
this gun thing down for the N64. No chance now. Then you'd have to have like an anti-aircraft gun that you like get in your house.
And they give you a turret.
Yeah.
Just like it hooks onto your chair. You're just like, yeah, there we go. 3D, this is great. Not messing around. They're all like, stop making cartridges. We're like, no, we're gonna give the kids a turret. It's gonna be great.
I always wanted so badly, and I can't. I'm starting to think over the years that it was like a moral reason that my dad never got it for us, but the Game Genie.
Game Genie.
I think maybe he didn't agree with cheating like that, so he was like, no, you don't get no Game Genie.
That was hardcore too, because that was legit like hacking the code in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that wasn't
Game
just
Genie
like,
was cool,
oh,
man. I had a lot
Well,
of fun with that thing.
think
When you
about
think
it.
about the actual,
Yeah, it wasn't just like put the code in and then something happens. It's like, no, the Game Genie actually can like get around some of the actual programming in it.
Yeah, and you
When
had
it
to
did
like,
it for
you had to like program the codes in before you started. It was a
To
whole
hack
thing.
the game.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
that's what
yeah.
Game
Oh,
Genie
okay.
did. Yeah, it actually hacked the game.
I
You
never
got a
actually.
there was a
I
whole
was
book
young.
with it and everything, and so each game would have its own set of codes that you would put in before. Yeah, it just had this screen. You'd start up with a little hand, and you'd go
Yeah,
through and choose.
hack
and
the
think
game.
Yeah,
I do kind
literally.
of remember that.
I feel like we've gone too far into this, talking about accessories and peripherals and stuff like that. The Power Glove.
Okay, that was a game changer.
How many people did you know had the Power Glove?
I didn't know any.
One.
No.
One.
I knew
Really?
one
No,
person.
one
and he
kid
was-
that had it.
And
So
he
that's only
wasn't a
two
kid.
between the three of us. It wasn't a kid.
It was like an older teenager who bought it himself. Was like, "Oh, we gotta try this." And I remember being like, "What the hell is this?" But back in the day, think now when people our age they buy video games when they first come out. That's what my friend
Yeah.
did. He bought.
So what did it do? What did it actually do?
It was a controller, but it was in like this.
But it was out of
Glove.
controller.
Yeah, it was just.
But
this-
like, so it didn't actually do anything to like this. You just did the controls on
Well,
your
there
hand.
was the controls on the back. I'm looking it up. You can get it for $350 on eBay right now, which is kind of bonkers. But the thing is like, hey, you have all your controls on the controller. They just had other things like sensors mapped to the fingers and like the wrist, and like the sensors are just kind of pushed around. But like, it made no sense.
Yeah, try
It
playing
made no
like,
sense at
Mario
all.
on with that. It's so weird.
But man, the commercials for that thing, they
sold it.
They made it seem like the coolest thing. I still remember like a couple of them, like the smoke-filled room, and the kid putting on the glove.
Coolest kid.
Yeah, the coolest kid. Coiffed hair.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're lucky if you knew someone that had a Power Glove or a TurboGrafx 16. I only know
What is
one
that?
person.
What's a TurboGrafx?
TurboGrafx. There's another system, and Bonk's Adventure was the flagship game for that.
I've never heard of that.
Bonk's
Bonk's Adventure.
Bonk's
Bonk
Adventure.
was their Mario or their Sonic or their Crash Bandicoot.
Bonk's Adventure. That definitely.
I keep googling stuff. But yeah, he was like a little caveman baby with a giant head, and he would just like smash things with his head. I'm not making this up.
Sounds like fun. I think, Cindy, if there's any one of us, actually, I don't even know, because like I know Mike, you were getting into video games.
Will neither confirm nor deny how much I was into computers when I was younger.
But B, you're pretty tech savvy. Were you ever into like game hacking?
Past Game Genie, not really.
Yeah.
Past Konami code, not too much.
Was there one? I'm trying to remember if there was one for Sega. Remember there was the Sonic game for Sega, and you like plugged the other game into the top of the other one. It was like Sonic and Knuckles.
Sonic and
then
Knuckles.
It had this little thing you'd flip down, and you could plug in.
Because that's how you
Sonic
added
2.
Knuckles to the game. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And that was like a weird like physical hack that you had to do.
So it's like Sega got out of control with the amount of other pieces of hardware that got added.
I
Because
almost bought the Sega CD thing that came along with it. I remember being a kid and like having enough money and being in the store and being like, "Oh, I should really buy that. That looks really cool." And I
Sega
was like,
CD, wasn't that Sega Dreamcast?
Nope.
No,
There was
before-
a Sega Genesis.
And then you added the
add-on.
CD to it. And then you could add the 32X onto it.
Yeah.
And then you could add Sonic and
Wow.
Knuckles onto it. You'd have this monstrosity looking thing.
yeah. Yeah.
And also, like, when you probably racked it up, like, because this is 90s.
So what
And
did
that-
the CD thing do? You actually bought games on CD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Flagship game for that was called Sewer Shark. And it was a FMV game, full motion video
That sounds
game.
like a Tara Reid movie.
It was like the Sewer Shark was like it wasn't like planes, but it was like sewer planes, and they flew around in the sewers and they shot stuff down and stuff. It was weird, but most of that game was just like cutscenes, and then like a real crap game, and then the cutscene was on the CDs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I liked Road Rash. That was a good one.
they had Road Rash on Sega CD.
Oh.
Yeah, they had Road Rash and everything.
Yeah, because they had Road Rash on Nintendo, Super Nintendo, right?
I do believe.
Yeah.
Some
That
of these
was
games
one
they gotta bring
thing-
back.
Army Men. That was another one that I don't know what it was about Army Men that be a start.
That's the Konami code.
Oh.
If you want, I think it's 30 lives in Contra,
That's funny.
and it's BA Select Start if you want to have 2 players.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel like if you put the controller in my hand, I might remember some of the like the Mortal Kombat fatality moves. But I remember a friend of mine, I thought he was the coolest kid ever. He had like a book that him and his brothers had written down all the codes. Yeah.
Oh, all the moves from Mortal Kombat?
All the moves, but like also like different games and stuff like that, like cheat codes for different games for, you know,
'Cause
like immortality and stuff like
When
that.
we were growing up, remember where we had to get those codes from?
To be honest, no.
Because we didn't have the internet, so we'd have to get them from power guides and like
Yeah,
magazines and stuff.
okay, yeah.
And the thing, and they
Nintendo
would leave them in plastics. You had to buy it. You couldn't just open it up in the store and like look at it and like memorize the codes or like write stuff down. It's like someone had to purchase it.
Yeah.
I had a Nintendo Power subscription growing up. I do. I admit that.
Nintendo Power
I had
subscription.
Nintendo subscription, yeah. I mean, Nintendo Power magazines come to the house.
Here, to bring it back to music for a second, did you guys were you guys Columbia House members?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think my older brother was.
Mine too. Yeah.
I got like 20 terrible CDs from that. A couple
Yeah.
of ones.
Yeah, because that was the one thing is like, and I'm sure that, man, that was the biggest prick move that they pulled on parents ever, because of course parents are gonna go for it and be like, yeah, sure, if it's a penny, sounds good.
What happens though?
Well, basically you get
It's a catch.
you pick all your CDs, and I think you pay or tapes or whatever it was at the time, but you pay it was like a penny a CD or whatever,
For
and
like-
And then
And
for
then,
yeah, and then after that you have to buy a certain amount every month or something. Like you have to buy one a month, wasn't it?
or something. Yeah, it was like you had to spend like at least $10 a month after that.
Yeah, it was something that you were required after. But the other thing that they did tell you is that they were going to send you a bunch of just random shit, and like that you haven't ordered, and if you don't send it back, then they'll charge you for it. But yeah, I remember the funniest one, and I remember that kind of not changing my taste in music, but making me realize that, you know, sometimes some weird stuff is fun to listen to as well. New Order. There was a New Order CD came in, and my brother opened it, and that was the other thing, because my parents would get so mad because he'd just open them instead of just being able to just send them back. He'd be like, "Rup, rup, 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 rup." So yeah.
Dude, Columbia House is still going. ColumbiaHouse.com.
For real? What are
Yeah,
they
it's all
what are
doing?
they
movies and
sending
stuff.
people? Are they sending them over to Apple Music and Spotify and
Wow.
Deezer and
Digital.
Tidal? And...
I think it's just like digital. What is this?
It's funny. I felt.
Is Justin Timberlake own it?
I felt
It's like you
aged
go
for
to
a
you go to
minute.
log in and they're like, in 1992, you took these CDs and didn't pay them for us. If you want anything, you gotta pay for those first.
That's just their way of catching everybody.
That's
Just
right.
gonna click over here.
I was walking through Walmart the other day, and I saw someone with like an armful of Blu-rays, and I thought, and I remember having the thought of like, why on earth would you do that?
What are you doing?
But then you realize that like not everybody runs their TV like on the smart TV mode. Not everybody has Netflix. I feel like everybody has Netflix, but
Some people definitely like having the hard copies.
my parents still have full like walls of DVDs and Blu-rays.
Like if you bought it and you collect, like I get that. I used to, well, I still tucked away. I have like quite the collection of like old dubbed martial arts films. And Wu-Tang has a YouTube channel with everything. And so when I'm working at night, I'll often put it on the hockey TV and just put a movie on over there, and you can just hear some of the dialogue and stuff like that. I just like having it on, but like they have like hundreds of films. So like when I look at the collection of stuff, I'm like, I feel bad saying this, but like I don't need you anymore because I have everything over here.
Yeah.
Listen to this. Sorry, I'm still on Columbia House. Filmed Entertainment Incorporated, which owns Columbia House, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection on Monday. This is in 2015. Man, they held it
Wow.
for a long time.
Hung in there.
After
Wow.
more than 2 decades of declining revenues, according to a company statement.
Declining revenue. Why is
Although
that?
Columbia House has moved exclusively to CDs in 2010, and then you'd be saved, it could not stay afloat in an industry crowded with streaming services. The company's annual revenues peaked in 1996 at $1.4 billion. In 96. So
Jeez.
someone was paying them. But by
Yeah.
2014, revenues had dwindled to just 17 million.
That's still
Well, yeah,
not
they-
bad.
They were getting their money, that's for sure.
Yeah.
VHS.
They lasted longer than the labels, I'd say.
I had. Yeah, that's true. I still had some of my VHS tapes, not till it maybe only a few years ago that I actually finally was like, okay. But I somewhere still have a TV that has a built-in VCR, and I remember my dad and I having the conversation. We're like, well, we can't really get rid of that. Like, it's history now.
Something to play it on.
Yeah. There's nothing to play. Well, and there was a few things that I didn't have, like I hadn't transferred over yet, and so like the only copy of that I had was VHS, like thing home video stuff. Yeah.
I think everyone in the chat feels old right now because we're talking about VHS tapes.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, damn.
Memory lane.
I still have one of those right before, because I thought they were gonna stop selling them, and I wanted to watch Star Wars on my original VHS, so I bought one of those DVD VHS player like dealies.
The old split there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so it's at my parents still, I think, sitting there, or my brother has it. I don't know, but it's hilarious.
Those are great though.
One of the last VHS.
There is something to be said about the fact that it's like a nostalgic kind of, it's like some people have hot cocoa on a rainy morning with marshmallows and stuff like that. Some people listen to records. My thing was tapes, cassette tapes. There's something about the sound of a cassette tape, not that it's better by any means, but it reminds me of like my first car had a tape deck. And yeah. Nostalgia.
There's a sound to it for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, up until a couple years ago, we were still using a tape deck to listen to music.
Yeah, we were.
Streaming music through the tape deck.
Through the tape deck.
Still,
That
until
was
it caught
awesome.
on fire that one time. Remember that? Yeah, that's good. Or almost caught it. Remember, it would like fail, and then
It would
like,
get super hot. Like crazy hot.
Yeah.
I
Keep
found
the van hot.
I found that when that started happening, you bought a backup, and you're like, well, this is clearly gonna break, so I'll buy a backup. And then the van broke, so we didn't use it. So now I have like a in the package brand new tape.
Just keep
aux
it.
cable.
Relic.
Yeah.
Keep it.
It'd be
Put on
for something.
eBay next to the Power Glove. Things we need.
Exactly.
It's funny though with that tape adapter because there's certain like dollar stores where you're like, you're gonna have this. You've got stuff like this in your electronics section.
Sorry, I am listening to you, but
No,
Victrola.
I just saw Victrola, yeah, old record player.
Yeah.
We have one at the cottage.
Oh, really?
We did. No, I think my parents moved it. But yeah, I know we had a Victrola growing up.
That's cool. Those definitely. There's something. There was an old one at a studio that I was in, and the guy fired it up, and yeah, those things. The other thing is those old giant like floor unit TV things that were in a giant piece of wood with big
Real
wood like tube
Entertainment
speakers.
center.
Yeah, man. I would love to have one of those.
They
that would
look
be
really
cool.
heavy. Because
Yeah,
it had
they-
like speakers, record player.
And the
like-
amp and everything all
Yeah,
built in.
it's
Like
just everything.
yeah, that was not something that you would want to move yourself. That's craziness. Well,
It's
Shall
looking
we-
about that time.
shall we bid our friends adieu with this jazzy McJazzerson music?
As much as I gotta get back to work, I want to play video games too now.
It's like
Just
talking
do what I
about
do. Just
food.
don't own any, and then you can't play them, and then it saves you.
We can change that, Brendan.
No.
We can change that. I know a guy.
Just don't have any video games, and then you won't have to waste time.
But
on
it's
video
like
games.
reading a book and watching a movie at the same time, but it's like
Oh,
better.
don't say that. I love reading books and
Yeah.
watching.
So do
movies.
I. I think books are great. The video games are like awesome.
And I would
books.
love nothing better than to combine those two worlds in the magical world of Oblivion. But
Yes.
All right. Oh, Wednesday.
well, guys, everyone, thanks for tuning in on Wednesday for us. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit the follow button on all the platforms that we call social media.
I like how Dane did it like he's got a VR screen.
Yeah.
That's
Oh, you guys didn't- you
Futures
didn't-
like that.
You didn't see that stuff pop up? I just got
Techno music.
I got to adjust things.
Yeah, sorry. Bloop, 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 bloop. Like, subscribe. Hit that like button. Even goes so far to smash that like button.
Smash the like button.
Smash that like button. Don't smash your computer, don't smash your mouse, don't smash any of your stuff. But that like button.
Smash the like button.
Tense Machine is not responsible for any damaged equipment due to smashing said buttons.
But yeah, go like all the things. Go subscribe to all the things if you don't already.
Be our
Although
friends.
I think by this point in the stream, everyone that's here has already done those things.
Oh yeah.
I just suggest people to share it. If you've already liked it, next
That's-
time, share it.
Charret.
If you share it, because sharing is caring, and caring is good.
And I swear I'll get a dongle so I don't cut out and need to be saved.
Saved a lot.
Tiny little dongle.
Saved a lot.
It's a cute little tiny dongle.
All right.
Alright.
All right. B is hosting today. Oh, we nailed that one.
Yeah.
See you later, everybody.
See everybody
All right.
later.
See you, everyone.
Blah, blah,
We nailed
blah,
that wave.
blah. That's the best wave yet. for
That
sure.
was a grade wave.
I was
That was a
early
han-
on the wave.
That was a handsome wave. Well, no, you had to start it.
That's true.
Someone had to start it.
You can't just come in mid-wave.
You were the dude at the baseball game that rallied the players.